Major announcement today coming out of Constellation. They have announced that they are building and launching their own decentralized exchange later in 2024. And Ben Jorgensen, the CEO of Constellation, has unveiled his Industry 4.0 vision. What is up, everybody? Super excited to be here with you today from Genfinity. This is going to be kind of the inaugural video that we do to break down and deep dive into all things Constellation Network. We plan to do these at least every other week. We're going to be talking a lot about kind of the convergence of a lot of different pieces of technology, use cases, partnerships, things like that are kind of going on within the Constellation ecosystem. Let me preface this by saying that none of this is financial advice. Genfinity is a media partner of Constellation, but we are going to do our best to help you do your own research in this space. Obviously, do your own due diligence as well, not financial advice, but major announcement today coming out of Constellation. They have announced that they are building and launching their own decentralized exchange later in 2024. And Ben Jorgensen, the CEO of Constellation, has unveiled his Industry 4.0 vision. What I find really interesting within all of this is that there are a lot of different pieces of the puzzle that seem to be coming together and converging at one time. You may have heard of Constellation in the past. Obviously, a lot of notable work within the government, Department of Defense initiatives. Now we're kind of seeing a lot of aspects that tie directly back into Web3 as well. Notably, metagraph launches. You can think of metagraphs as kind of their own networks or layer ones on top of the layer zero aspect. I'm going to hop right in, though. A lot of these are kind of my thoughts, and I'm going to try to highlight and recap this announcement today as best as I possibly can. So again, Constellation announcing a decentralized exchange, announcing or unveiling their Industry 4.0 vision. Notably within this, there's a really high-level kind of 2024 outlook, talking metagraph development, talking institutional demos. So there was a recent demo showcase with government and enterprise entities that dealt in use cases with different verticals such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, or DPIN, or decentralized physical pin infrastructure networks, or secure information. All of this could be kind of assumed to be surrounding itself around data, the importance, the power of data provenance, the fragmentation of data, and what blockchain can do to streamline data without giving up levels of security. Really kind of what Ben, I think, focuses on is it's not just about data, it's about compute. And it's about incentivizing processes in ways that make sense as you onboard real-world businesses into Web3, whether that be a government entity, whether that be an institution, whatever that might be. And real-world businesses have real-world revenue models, right? Similar to Web3 participants. You see a lot of projects that launch. This kind of ties into some of the snapshot fees with metagraphs. This kind of ties into the DEX that we're talking about today. This ties into metagraphs themselves, and going to kind of keep hopping through this as well here. Grant programs is really interesting as well, the way that these guys are tackling grants. It's not just a grant with arbitrary milestones. It's kind of tied to actual usage within these projects. So the vision for Industry 4.0 from Constellation, kind of in a nutshell, is Ben's envisioning kind of a future for this space where businesses and individuals can seamlessly transition. By transition, I mean integrating free flow currency economies and transparent business operations through decentralization or tools that support decentralization and utility. The upcoming decentralized exchange launch is a pivotal step along this journey, promising to enhance the DeFi landscape on Constellation's platform. Notably, some key features within the Constellation DEX. Atomic metagraph to metagraph token swaps. Introducing atomic swaps will enable direct and secure exchange without intermediaries. The feature ensures that transactions are trustless and executed instantly, enhancing the efficiency and security of trading activities on the platform. Obviously, bolstering up liquidity too. You can think of all the reasons that token-to-token swaps would be occurring. DAG / layer zero, so DAG, the underlying currency of Constellation. DAG / layer zero and layer zero to layer zero token pairs. You've also got with this DEX announced that there's going to be liquidity staking opportunities. This is massive, obviously. When projects launch right now, always kind of looking out for a centralized exchange that potentially supports or that you can list on. And The amount of money that goes into listing on some of these exchanges is just an asinine amount of money that a lot of startups just would not have. Through kind of the combination of the grant aspects, as well as the decentralized exchange, liquidity staking opportunities, snapshot fees, all sorts of other different things, there's a real incentivization to come and build on a network like Constellation now. Think of it like blockchain in a box almost. I know that you can see all the projects that are kind of built out on Ethereum right now. We'll do a comparison of fees at a later date here. One thing that I think that, and this is nothing against Ethereum, that kind of ends up happening is you eat the whole cake or you eat none of the cake at all. Constellation and metagraphs within the ecosystem allow to kind of have the base layer that you would want to play with as far as digital asset integration is concerned and the utility of distributed ledger technology. However, what metagraphs also offer is kind of custom code logic. A lot of these enterprises and traditional businesses have their own totally unique code bases. So you get that base layer within a metagraph of digital assets, Web3, all the things that you would want. But as a traditional business or as a new business coming into the space, you add in a level of programmability that the majority of other networks just do not offer. It's really exciting to kind of watch all this technology converge. I'm going to move forward here, though. So community-run validator nodes is also another aspect announced within the decentralized exchange and Vision 4.0 piece for industry. Integration with LTX token and Lattice Gateway, and then kind of some strategic implications for Industry 4.0. So by proving a platform for metagraph projects, the platform meaning the DEX, it allows projects to generate market value for their tokens, bridging the gap between innovative blockchain solutions and traditional business models. So this is kind of real use case as far as decentralized exchange to actualize Industry 4.0 to support projects, to support builders, current projects, and new builders. In conclusion here with the DEX announcement, significant stride towards integrating blockchain into the fabric of Industry 4.0, representing a hybrid ecosystem where traditional business practices can live in tandem with innovative blockchain solutions. I talked about that base layer, almost that blockchain in a box, but also being able to customize as a real world business on top of that base layer. As Constellation continues to push the boundaries, it invites a broader conversation on how blockchain can be a catalyst for the next industrial revolution. Now, all that being said, massive announcement today. If you guys want to check it out, we push out these kind of bi-weekly updates. Cyberlead had their metagraph launch on Constellation Network's Integration Net. We also had NDF, National Digi Foundry, with Kevin Jackson. Now, within this kind of bi-weekly update here, NDF's a really cool initiative, obviously, to pay attention to. You've got organizations and individuals from the United States Department of the Treasury to Space Force to NASA that basically all have a Stargazer wallet at this point in time. Now, this is a DAO. There are kind of some heavy focuses surrounding education. There's a lot of working groups. You can think about, refugee and refugee data. You can talk about, green initiatives and climate change. There's all sorts of working groups that are going on right now within the NDF as well. Shout out to Kevin Jackson from Forward Edge AI. Iron Spider. So this is securing U.S. government data with blockchain. Obviously massive. If you've not heard, Constellation is leading the charge in data security for the United States government through Iron Spider, a collaborative project involving the United States Air Force and the 618th Air Operations Center. Universal blockchain toolkit tackling critical needs. There's key points in here with use cases that are being developed in tandem with Constellation, including enhanced security, quantum readiness, quantum computing readiness, obviously, seamless integration, trustless network, broader adoption. It kind of goes into the future vision here as well. The Door Analytics dashboard. So this, I believe, is probably one of the first actual DPIN or decentralized physical PIN infrastructure network use cases in crypto. You can think about Internet of Things, kind of similar. DPIN is kind of the evolution of Internet of Things. But Door Analytics dashboard empowering datapreneurs as well as businesses, retail locations that have a Door traffic miner installed. Door is now on MEXC exchange as well, so not financial advice there. Lattice Gateway update. Anyways, we do a really comprehensive kind of overview about all things Constellation. We're doing that every other week. Getting back into Industry 4.0, if you guys want to read more about what metagraphs represent, I talked about that blockchain in a box, base layer, but custom logic that businesses have that they can just kind of plug and play in. Feel free to read through our metagraphs kind of breakdown as well. Ben's vision piece here is long. I'm not going to read the entire thing for you all. But maybe I'll just kind of read the summary for you here at the very bottom. These are forward-looking statements. Behind the scenes, Constellation is always investigating new ideas that can scale the network, drive revenue to the company, and incentivize Industry 4.0 entrepreneurs and invite in new flows of capital into the ecosystem. With the launch of metagraphs in late 2023, they've been able to attract more interest from Web 2 and Web 3 alike, helping to curate a decentralized exchange that can then cater to both profiles of developers. They would consider a hybrid approach that kind of works for everybody. Over the course of the next few months, Constellation will consistently update the community on the progress of the development of the DEX, in stride with new metagraphs being built. The Constellation Network grant program, spearheaded by Stardust Collective, will be further energized by the decentralized exchange, giving new milestones for metagraph builders. Again, think of a metagraph like, its own network, kind of customizable own network, and liquidity in the ecosystem. Beyond grants, Constellation is exploring launching collaborative grant programs with other organizations, hackathons, in-person events, and maybe a new flight program where we walk people through metagraph development into decentralized exchange launch. Building a crypto-based business requires a new economic and technical way of thinking. Constellation is passionate to see the vision, technology, network, and community evolve and align. While it has been a complicated endeavor appealing to builders from Web 2 to Web 3, the organization is also multifaceted. It's in their DNA to be multifaceted. They see their experience of hardware development, network development, metagraph development converging to bringing off-chain data on-chain. The power to add any new asset to any business and bridge new methodologies in application development. A fresh and new perspective from others in this industry. Ben states here kind of in closing, he knows this multifaceted hardware and software team will introduce some fascinating products in the future that will allow metagraphs to be onboarded with the click of a button and for node operators to plug in, validate, stake, and swap. That being said, guys, I'm going to end kind of with this. This is from Prof 151 here. The goal with the decentralized exchanges is to bring more liquidity into the Constellation ecosystem, to support the vision by delivering a working decentralized exchange to support metagraph tokens or layer 0 tokens to DAG swaps by the end of 2024. Huge announcements coming out of Constellation. If you weren't aware of their DoD work, we have a lot of information on Genfinity regarding that, or metagraphs as well. You can look into the snapshot fees that were recently introduced. You can look into Door Traffic Miner. You can look into NDF and National DigiFoundry and some of the work that's going on within government and private and enterprise-driven kind of entities within that. IBM, Microsoft, Constellation, United States Department of the Treasury, National Science Foundation, and Forward Edge AI. 6 of the founding members there. Talked about some other really big ones like NASA as well. Yeah, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Shout out to Constellation. Huge announcement today. I believe the DEX is slated for later this year. Again, not financial advice. We do have a media relationship with Constellation, but if you like these videos, please like and subscribe, and we will certainly be doing more of them. That being said, I will talk to you when I talk to you. Thank you. Bye.